Welcome to the listeners to the NCR podcast.
Are we live?
Now we're live.
Hello.
Welcome to the NCR podcast.
This is weird without Nate.
That's how we roll. Just jump right into it. And yeah, it is a little bit. I mean, it's not as weird for me, I think, because I already had a few. I had a couple practice runs you haven't been on since. You've only done one.
Well, I was like half of one that never even made it. Remember, you forgot to press record.
No, I put it on.
Oh yeah, the video made it, not the audio.
No, the audio from the video is on it. Like you can
shit.
still, like I wouldn't post a video with no audio.
I've been listening to a couple podcasts, not NCRs,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing I hate the most is when you can't hear, or like the audio's shit, and you like, you know?
Yeah.
Jackie Clark from CrossFit Firepower Kids, she had a podcast.
She has her own podcast?
And I went to listen to it. I couldn't hear a damn thing, and it was annoying because I wanted to hear the podcast.
Okay, shout out Jackie Clark. Fix your audio.
Fix your audio.
Okay, so today I want to finish up the games. Well, we already did finish up the games recap, but now I want to segue into the new season because we haven't really talked about really what's going on. This is the first year that the new sanctioned season is in full effect.
Yeah.
It's the first time that the Open is going to be in October, and it's in 17 days.
It's in less than that, I think. It's in 16 days today.
16 days. So I want to talk a little bit about that and before the actual Open starts, and give people a little bit of an idea of what to expect from the season, what we're up to, all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm
talking to the mic when you speak.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
I'm extremely ignorant to all that stuff. Since all the crazy changes have gone down, I tried to follow it all.
Talking to the mic.
I tried to follow it all. Just give me a sec. I got an eyelash here. I got to make a wish. Okay, we're good. I kind of lost track of it all, but it seems to me like the Open starts off the season, and then the sanctionals go down.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the games? Because I talked to PT a lot about the games, but you never really got to.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't care for the first cut. I was really excited, tuned in, and then I started watching guys fail rope climbs and stuff, and I was I was kind of like, okay, I don't need to watch this. And then I tuned back in when it got more exciting.
Yeah.
I think the cuts were pretty aggressive. I'd like to see some of those bigger named athletes last a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That might just be a biased opinion because all the Canadian guys got cut relatively early, but I don't know. It's the games, man. It's people.
It's just always crazy.
People racing.
Yeah,
it's exciting, but. No, I won't lie. It's better than what I expected.
Yeah.
It was better than what I expected. Yeah. Having said that, my expectations were extremely low.
Yeah.
But it was cool. This year it's the same thing as last year. It's just.
Do you think the same people are going to qualify out of the Open, or is it going to throw people off now that the
Dude, I don't know. I don't know.
Because now the Open is okay, so traditionally, if you have no idea what we're talking about, traditionally the Open every year is held in the spring. And now it's just been the games happened in August.
Okay, so, yeah.
And it's been a couple months, and they're about to do the Open again.
So you're saying
literally never happened. So what I'm saying.
Will the good games athletes be affected by the games? They're coming off maybe a little bit of a deload?
Yeah, or something along those lines. The people that qualified through the Open this past year for the 2019 games, they don't have the same full season of, I don't know, training or whatever it is that they put into their preparation before the Open. It's been a couple months.
Yeah, I feel like those top 10 guys, they'll shine no matter what.
Yeah.
I think it's better for us Eastern Canadianers.
I think it's way better
because we're coming off a big we run a ton, and I think running's a huge proponent of your fitness.
I also,
Whereas in the wintertime, we're like cooped indoors and
yeah,
I don't know.
I also hated the fact that the Open was only a month and a half away from Christmas.
Yeah, but it's right. It's like we started on Thanksgiving now.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving's not as big as Christmas, man. Like you, in terms of
Yeah, but you had a month. Now it's like Thanksgiving. Like you're not gonna like that traditional Thanksgiving meal you have. Like you're not gonna do that. I mean, I know some people will still.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
like think about it. Like Sunday and
It's
then
not
Monday
a-
redo.
Thanksgiving is different in Canada than it is in the States, and it's a different time. So in the States, they don't have Thanksgiving. At the same time, it's November, and in Canada, it's like it's more chill. I eat a lot of. I eat pretty good food. Lots.
Yeah, but
of
I
it.
eat a lot of it.
I eat a lot of it. Yeah.
Speaking of good food, I went to the Keg last night for dinner.
Okay.
I think the Keg is the most overrated restaurant.
It's so overrated.
It's
not good.
I just need to put that out there.
I heard
it's
that
good.
The Keg,
No, it's good. It's just overrated.
I heard the Keg boils their vegetables in sugar water to make you want more, and also they sear their steaks in some sort of like sugar coating.
Yeah, of course.
So you just want more.
But I didn't want more.
It's just addictive.
I didn't want more.
Yeah, I think just the food's decent, but it's not good enough for the price you pay. I think it's a little bit.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I don't think it's. Yeah.
It's not like that high-end steak restaurant where you're
Yeah.
basically paying those prices.
So like, if I wanted a high-end steak like that, where would I go in the city? Al's?
I don't know, man. Is there like High's Steakhouse?
High's?
Yeah, I think that's a really
Good one.
in Ottawa.
All right.
Okay, so back to the Open.
Sorry.
We've got 40 people signed up.
Okay.
Last year, our gym set a record. We had 173 people signed up.
Okay.
Do you think we're going to break the record?
Negative.
Do you think that people should sign up?
Yeah, of course. Like, it's really fun.
Why don't you think that we could break a record then?
I need to think about this before I say it in front of everyone.
Why should they why should they sign up? Like, convince someone they should sign up for the Open.
I think they should sign up because it's so fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
That's the only thing I have to say. But then I think about it and it's like, what if they don't sign up? Can they still have fun? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not quite the same. It's just not quite the same.
No.
It's like...
Okay, here, I think I'm ready to say what I want to say.
Okay.
In the past, you'd get a group of people at an affiliate that would, like, do the Open, and they'd all suffer together, and, like, 1% of that group would go to regionals, and that entire group would feel included in that process.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, we'd have our whole gym go to regionals, and it was, like, this thing where, like, everyone felt like they played a small piece of this bigger piece.
Yeah.
Now it's just kind of like they've eliminated that element of it.
What if we...
Derek's over there nodding his head like he's agreeing with me.
What if we... but if people become more familiar with the sanctioned events that you can qualify through out of the Open, you think that could be the same thing, kind of? There's like 8 sanctioned events that you can qualify straight out of the Open.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It was very simple for someone who wasn't a competitive CrossFit athlete to keep track of this all. It was very linear. It was like Open, regionals, games.
Yeah, it's too...
Now, dude, I don't know.
Too complicated.
I don't know. And I'm a somewhat competitive CrossFit athlete, and I coach for competitive CrossFit athletes.
Yeah.
And, like, I probably should familiarize myself more with it, but it's like, there's just too many, like, it's like you have the Open and that branches out. Like, if it's like a family tree, it's like there's 10 branches that come out of the Open, and then there's like these other sanctionals that have their own version of the Open, and
so
it's just,
many different routes.
It's just a lot.
So, but people, that's not the sole reason that people would sign up for the Open in the past, to support someone going to regionals. Like, they did it for themselves.
Yeah, that's true. And I think those are the people that will still do it.
Yeah.
But I think the newer people at affiliates are going to be a little bit more apprehensive, because before it was like, let's say 1% of the people that qualified through the Open, the Open served as it was a larger stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, really, the Open is a very small stepping stone.
Right.
You know?
What if it's just like what if it could be just a cool way for someone to experience like almost a competition setting, but just like one workout at the end of the week?
That's like, I don't want you to get me wrong. I do want people to sign up for the Open, and I do think like there's a lot of value in it for that reason and for other reasons too.
Mm-hmm,
like if you're new to an affiliate and you don't really know that many people, it's an awesome way to like create a group of friends or a group of competitors that like, the Open is kind of where at the end of it all, you look at the leaderboard and you find the person in your affiliate that's closest to you, and they either beat you or you beat them, and you try to stay ahead of them or you try to catch up to them, and it's cool for that.
Yeah.
I think in the room right now, like the three of us, we know people we want to beat. I don't want to take away from it. It's definitely cool to do. I'm just thinking on a bigger picture, like why would people not do the Open? And it's like that would be the reasoning behind it. It's still this inclusive thing, but it's like a little bit more exclusive in terms of why we do it.
Also, it's going to be hard, I think, to get people to do it at this time of year just because it's so close to the last one. I think it came so soon.
Yeah,
so
it did.
Quick. It's so fast. Everyone's like, the Open already? Are you serious?
You know what I was thinking about too? It's like, I really love the time because...
Dude, I'm so excited.
Because like...
The garage doors can still be open.
Exactly. And like in the past, the Open was like in the dead of winter.
Oh, it's so depressing.
And like if you wanted to go away on vacation, you couldn't because it was during the Open.
Yeah.
Like as an affiliate owner,
That's
you don't
right.
want to leave your gym during the Open.
Yeah.
And on top of that, as a competitor, you don't want to like go on a 1 week trip where you don't necessarily eat the best and drink the best for a week.
Yeah.
So now it's like Lex and I actually this morning I was like, hey hon, like we can get away. Like
in
like
February,
I'm free.
February, March.
She's stoked because her birthday fell during the Open.
Oh yeah,
March 14th. So she was always like bummer, like no cake for me, like.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, this time of year is great. Plus during the Open, when I don't know if it's probably not the same for the people just participating, but I mean, as coaches and competing to try to go to regionals or the sanctioned events, like it takes its toll a little bit. And then you're judging like hundreds of athletes each week.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the winter when it's just dark all the time, it just gets depressing. I can't wait for October. There's going to be a little bit of sun outside. We can actually put the garage doors open. Like I want to get a barbecue here on like Friday night.
That'll be cool.
I want to throw down and serve some burgers.
It'll still be
up
dark
or something
out,
like that. Yeah, it'll be darker.
It's funny you were
not
like
at 4 p.m.
You were like the winter blues like play a part in that, but like for me, I kind of looked for. I know I'm kind of like speaking against myself, but like that was kind of the one thing that made the winter manageable. Right. Was like the Open is in the winter,
but now you can go on vacation and make it manageable.
Exactly, that's exactly. But yeah, it was like better. It's so dreary, and then you come in on like a Friday night, and someone like gets their first muscle up. And yeah. So yeah, it'll be cool. Like, I think we should talk about what we have planned for you. We're trying to get you to Argentina.
Yeah, so I qualified for Argentina. I just got the offer for Ireland in the email, and Atlas Games. I'm waiting for that official offer. But
here's one of my things that's like, well, I don't like it, but we're kind of using this strategy to try and get Pete to the games. It's like, these sanctionals are spread out across the world, and like the best athletes are going to the most accessible sanctionals. So we're, based on the rankings of Pete to these sanctionals, we figured Argentina.
What do you mean accessible?
Well, like, Matt Fraser's not going to go to Argentina. He's going to go to
the biggest ones.
The ones where he's going to get the most prize money, the closest ones.
Yeah.
Not that Dubai's close, but...
No, but that's because it's one of the most prestigious. He's going to be making the most prize money.
Yeah.
Like a lot of good guys are going to go to Wadapalooza for the same reasons. Like
exactly.
It's well established. Even before the sanctioned events existed, it was big competition.
And, I mean, the leaderboards are a reflection of that, right? Like the Argentina leaderboard, you're ranked higher than you are Ireland, and even higher than you are Miami. And like Miami's the closest, Ireland's a little bit further, and Argentina is the furthest.
Well, Atlas Games is the very closest.
There you go.
and after Wadapalooza, it's the most competitive,
Yeah, well, it's also very convenient for like Northeast Americans,
which is a huge. It's like a highly competitive area of the world.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
that, like, that's kind of and it's also Argentina is one of the first sanctionals to kick off the year. So like, let's say Pete comes like 5th place at Argentina, and the first, second, 3rd place, 4th place guys qualified from the Open or qualified from another sanctional. That would bump you in, correct?
So that's all. So that's what's interesting about about the way that the schedule is now that it's been smoothed out. Last year it was crazy because the Open came after people had done sanctioned events, right?
Okay.
They had done sanctioned events like in December, January. They had plenty of time. A bunch of people had come first and quote unquote qualified for the games, but then the Open came. And in the rule book, if you qualified out of the Open, that
took precedent.
That took precedent. Now, so then they backfilled. So then they would go back to the other through chronological order in reverse.
Okay, so you're saying they're not
events.
doing that this year.
Well, this year the Open takes precedent, but chronologically it happens first versus in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll see a lot less of it.
That's right. So we'll see a lot less of it. The only way that you'll see it is if people have already qualified through the Open or a previous sanctioned event and they show up to another one and win.
Okay, so for example,
but you'll know that they will have qualified already. You'll know like this person already qualified for the games. They're not a threat.
So like let's say you go to a comp and Matt Fraser beat you. He qualified for the games in the Open and he beats you in Argentina.
Correct.
That's okay.
Yes.
But let's say that he beats you and he hasn't qualified through the Open, and he goes to Wadapalooza and wins.
Then
are we unclear of what happens?
Yes.
Got it.
No, it's the event that happens first chronologically. That is where.
Oh, so second place Wadapalooza would go.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you got to go win Argentina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't get because you don't get to choose which one you represent.
And just so like the people out there know like what it's like for a competitive athlete. It's what, $2,000 to go to Argentina, just the plane,
just the flight.
Pete's lucky enough that he's got a friend down there that he could stay with who's also on level 1 staff. But that like these are the things that athletes are facing. You know, it's like $2,000 to go win. That's a gamble.
You just do it.
But like,
yeah.
In terms of, if we're talking,
I mean, unless you're Fraser and you can, or Katrin, and
you have sponsors.
You've got a few sponsors that are going to go out and pay for your travel and all this stuff. Then yeah, you gotta basically commit to the one that you think you've the best shot at and kind of go for it.
Do you think this will bring more sponsors in the game? / if anyone's listening, Pete needs to get sponsored. So contact us, info@crossfitncr.ca.
Is it going to bring more sponsors in the game overall?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because, well, number one, all these events are getting way more exposure compared to a single regional event ever did. In terms of the exposure they're getting on Instagram, like how many people are starting to look for these events as destination events, whether it's for travel or whether it's for the athletes who think that they have an actual shot or whatever. It's no longer like when we used to think of the regionals, it was just a stepping stone to get to the games, and we had no choice but to only go to that one regional event.
Yeah. So
these events are getting tons of exposure, and none of them are under contract by Reebok like the games is.
That's
so now
true.
all these sponsors are looking at these events as like prime real estate. It's like, okay, I've got an opportunity to, give this athlete a t-shirt and they can expose my brand at
it's
competition.
A tough, sponsorship's a tough thing,
it's
man.
It's crazy.
Just coming off motion ball, like it's you're asking companies for a significant sum of money to support something that's going to get them potentially limited exposure,
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's cool. It's an interesting world.
Yeah. Well, like with motion ball, how do you see, like, what do you see some of the challenges for the sanctioned events or even athletes? Like your experience trying to get sponsors with motion ball, what are the challenges? Like, I don't know.
It's just, you basically got to you got to convince a company to donate a lump sum of money to get some marketing.
Right.
But
there's no guarantee what you're going to actually see on that return.
For them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can't guarantee that. You know, we try our best to give them the best exposures that they can, and but that's it. You know, and it's for a good cause too. So at the end of the day, like, if you, on your company's website, if you can turn around and say, like, you know, we sponsor Motion Ball, our business does, in a big way.
Yeah.
But if you can turn around, like, the way I see it is, like, we don't do it for the exposure. We do it. We do it because it's a good cause.
Right.
And,
you believe in the cause.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, like, we're doing it. It's a good deed at the end of the day. So I mean, but that's easy.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's I think
it's
when it's a
nonprofit
nonprofit organization that's doing good things out in the community, it's very easy, and it's easier to go to bed at night, because it's like, you know what, I didn't get a single client from this, but you know, I helped a couple Special Olympians travel the world and compete. You know, so I could, that's an amazing investment for me.
Yeah.
But, like, think of a company
Yeah.
that's, like, sending, let's say, 5 athletes at the cost of $2,000 an athlete to Argentina. It's $10,000.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's a lot. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like,
no, it's true. It's true. It's a huge investment. But then you get.
But you got to do it. You got to do it.
Or else someone else will, and, you know, maybe I feel like it's those larger companies, maybe, you know, the rich get richer. The larger companies that can afford to invest in athletes, they are the ones that only ever get all the exposure, because they can afford to inject money back into, you know, this advertising and marketing, and then the little ones kind of get squashed because they can't get on top. They can't get out in front because they don't have the extra cash to sponsor this athlete or sponsor that athlete, you know?
Yeah, so, it's crazy, man. It's like, you know, we've talked about it with, like, the NCR program before. It's like, if Matt Fraser did the NCR program, the NCR program would be...
just explode.
It would explode.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like... It's funny because you think about all these athletes who are quote unquote following programs. Yeah. I question how many of them are actually quote unquote following the program.
Yeah.
/ getting paid to say they do it. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I follow the NCR program and I actually follow it.
It's I try to my best, but sometimes I just it's different because I do it. But
yeah, well, if I go and win Argentina, then maybe it'll blow up.
Maybe. But you follow Vellner on Instagram?
No, I don't follow anybody on Instagram.
Oh, that's right. You're weird. I follow Vellner.
Okay.
And I guess one of his sponsors is this company called Fat Grips.
Okay.
Listen,
yeah. I know Fat Grips.
I'm totally just assuming this, but so, you know, if Vellner is listening or whatever, just like, but every now and then,
take it with a grain of salt.
Every now and then, he just like makes a post about him using these fat grips. These like things that you put on dumbbells and barbells
to make them
and in my head,
harder to hold.
In my head, I'm just like, this guy is literally putting these on for the picture, and he's getting paid. You know, I don't think he actually does full workouts with them. Next time I'm with them, I'm gonna ask.
Or
him.
it's not something you like keep in your gitch bag.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got your fat grips. I forgot mine today. Let's go. We gotta hit a session with those grips.
It's funny. I just, you know, and then like there's a trickle down effect with that. You know, it's like how many Nike athletes are like rocking Lululemon underwear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's true.
So it's just
I mean, there's so much. Yeah. Anyway,
it's cool, man. It's a good thing. It's a good thing because when I started this sport 10 years ago, like sponsorship wasn't like if you were sponsored, like you made it, like you were like, you know, like,
that's it.
I remember when Reebok sent us our first pair of shoes. I'm sure PT's gonna listen to this and he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we were sitting up there. PT got like a bright yellow pair and I got like a camo pair. They were Nano 2s. And it was just, I still have them. They're sitting in my garage. Like I still use them from time to time. And it's just
Nano
like,
2s.
It was cool, man. We were like, we got free shoes. Like, you know, we did it, you know, like,
It's pretty cool. And I mean, I think that's only going to continue to keep the ball rolling. I mean,
Yeah.
You can't, to be able to be an athlete and to travel around and to go to these events and to not just compete, but then to continue to expose yourself, but then also the brands that you're representing, like these companies as they grow, like any other sport, like they are going to have to invest in their athletes in a way that's going to just sort of get them around and get them exposure. They're going to have to like help them along. Just like you look at any company, like, I don't know, look at the NFL. The NFL season starting soon. Like take like Under Armour. How many Under Armour athletes are being shipped around by Under Armour to do like, photo shoots, or their Under Armour's like, hey, so-and-so, we want you to go do this magazine interview for this thing. And then, and they're funding the whole thing. And that's what kind of keeps the wheels turning versus smaller sports that don't have those sponsorships.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get the wheels turning because no one wants to take that initial investment. No one wants to inject it in. But now you got like Katrin Davis' daughter who's on like ESPN and all this stuff.
Speaking of Under Armour, James Newberry's Under Armour athlete.
Yeah, he's Under Armour.
Did you hear what he's doing?
No, but I'm curious about shoes. Like, what kind of shoes does he wear?
They have a CrossFit shoe.
Really?
Yeah, Julie from Motion Ball is going to send me a pair.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to rock them. There's been a pair in the lobby.
Look it up.
You want me to pull it up for you? There's one in the lobby.
An actual shoe?
Yeah, I'll go get it.
Okay, go get the shoe.
Okay. You talk to them, and I want you to talk about the fact that James Newberry is training for an Ironman.
Oh, my God. James Newberry is training for an Ironman. So an Ironman, well, I mean, I guess that's kind of impressive. Oh, an Ironman. No, that's very impressive. So that's like a 4K swim, 180-kilometer bike, and a marathon run, and he's still CrossFitting. That's crazy. Triathlon. Who's seen? I'm going to sit here and talk to myself. Derek, get on the mic. I'm not going to talk to myself for fucking 20 minutes while Reza goes and gets his shoe. Oh, they're gone. The shoes are gone.
Do you know what, Derek?
I literally tried to sit here and talk to myself.
Derek, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, they were gray. They're gone.
So anyway, I was talking to myself. James Newberry and Ironman. I think I know the distances. It's 400 meter, 4,000 meter swim, 180 kilometer bike.
Yep.
And a marathon.
Yep.
So 42.2.
Not 100% sure about the swim, but 100% sure about the bike and marathon. He's gonna like try and do the games and shit. Like
that's crazy. When's the date? Like
I don't know. I just saw an article about it.
Did Under Armour put him up to this, or did Michelle Letendre put him up to this?
I don't know what his deal is. Like,
whoa, The Rock, the Dwayne Johnson's on the front of the Under Armour.
I love that guy.
I love him, man. He's insane.
Excuse me.
Did you watch the 50-50-50?
What's that?
Like the Iron Cowboy?
Yeah, I did. I watched that.
What do you think?
Terrible production.
You think it was really bad?
Like, I think what he did is crazy. Very impressive.
It's nuts.
But I don't like the way they produced the movie.
Okay, where's the CrossFit shoe?
And you know what's crazy, Pete, is that he raised $75,000.
Yeah.
I raised $95,000 in a one-day event.
And how many people participated?
300. This guy went to every state in the United States and only raised $75K. I don't know. That's weird to me.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
Like,
well, it was just poorly organized. It sounds like the whole thing was kind of ridiculous at the start, and then they just tried to save it by making a documentary and getting the Jamie Oliver Foundation to jump on board and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, but
that's where he donated. I think what happened
aside from that whole debacle though, it's pretty wild what he put his body through.
Yeah, it is. That's like the coolest part about it. But like, that's the shoe if you want to see what it looks like. It's kind of cool. I don't know, whatever. But
Tri base.
I don't know. It's kind of sketchy. I think what he did was he raised more money, but he funded himself with a lot of the money.
Yeah, you think so?
People say that he says that in the movie. I don't remember it being said, but he's Canadian, eh?
Yeah, he had
He's
Canada
from Calgary.
leaf. He had a Canadian the Canadian flag tattooed on his body.
Yeah, it's funny because it reminds me of when I ran the marathon, and I was like, this guy made me look like a pussy.
In a couple of years, we're just gonna sign up for the Ottawa Marathon race weekend and do the actual race.
Who?
You and me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that next year.
Next year?
Yeah, like this coming year.
This March.
May. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, because like my whole thing this year was like a bit of a
it wasn't a run.
Yeah, and there's a couple there's a couple reasons behind that. Like we had a lot of people stopping, and anyway, and I'm not gonna do like Eric and I might do it together, but we're not gonna stay together.
Yeah, you just race it. Just run with the race weekend.
So I think I could do a little bit better.
Do you think you could do an Ironman? Would you ever want to do one?
It's always tickled my interest.
It's always been like a life goal.
I've
it's
talked
like if you
about
can check that off your box, like I think that's huge.
Yeah,
I've
talked about
there's a bunch of people in the gym who have done them before, and
I know, and they're like, they're so nonchalant about it.
I know, they're just like, oh yeah, not a big deal. Trained hard for it.
It's like, Michelle, you did an Ironman? Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Steve-O did one.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of them have done one. Now
Colin,
Halsall
did the Tremblant one, and then like signed
the
up.
half Ironman.
Yeah, no, the full.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, and he signed up here like the following week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy! Wait, he did the full Ironman.
He did the full Ironman. He's done like 10.
Wow.
Do you ever notice in running workouts he like smashes people?
Yeah, he's really good at running. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he's a bit of a low key savage.
That's really cool. Okay, before we sign off, because you got to do prime timers soon.
Oh yeah, Jesus, it's already 10 after 2.
Let's talk real quick. PT, but he's not here, and we'll probably talk about it later. But he's gonna go on a team.
Yeah, he's going to Ireland.
Yeah,
great team.
It's him, Craig Kenny,
Jen Smith, and Caroline Reason-Thibault.
That's right. Their team is just called Nation, all capitals. That's the team name.
Not Team Nation, just Nation.
No, just Nation.
So when the commentator says Nation is doing very well,
Nation, you don't know if they're
Nation in first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Team Nation.
Exactly.
If he says Team Nation, Craig Kenny will rip his head off.
What I really like about the sanctioned season is that you can do some events that are team and then other events that are individual. You can like pick and choose. You don't
and
have
if you qualify, you can help a team qualify and then jump off the team if you qualify for something else.
Yeah.
And just really replenish that roster with whoever you want. I think that's a little
weird.
It's just kind of random.
Yeah.
Considering they were so tight on rules when their regionals were around. Like if you had a spare, you couldn't use your spare.
Yeah.
Now it's like you can use anyone.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Like you should have a roster of 3 potentials and pick from that. I don't know. Whatever, man. I just hope they win.
Yeah, they're just trying to take the rules away so that the team event becomes something that people really want to watch. Because now there's only 10 teams. They want them to be the best possible teams.
I didn't watch any team events.
It was pretty cool. I watched some.
I didn't really care.
Yeah. I didn't.
They didn't. You
know what, to be honest, I haven't really gone back and watched the games at all.
Yeah, they didn't hype up the team stuff at all. Like from home. Like when I was watching it at home, like it wasn't. They was just individuals.
Yeah.
And it was funny. Like you know how the cuts are cool and stuff, but like you kind of get bored of watching the same people go.
I know.
You need like 20 or 30.
No, I know. And it has to be. Like I thought the cuts were exciting because they did them at each event, but they should just spread that out and continue that all the way to the very end. Like so that even on the last 5 workouts, it's not just 10. It's like they start off with 20 and then it's 18 and then it's 16.
Yeah,
you know?
that
And
or like
every time you do an event, like a couple of people get cut. Like how exciting is that?
that's so scary as an
And
athlete.
then, and then you're down to like 5 people for the last event or something. Like,
oh my god.
yeah, how crazy would that be? You're doing one event.
Imagine like every now and then they just reset the scores. Start from 0.
Every now
Start
and
from
then.
0. Every day starts with like a. They'd have to be true tests of fitness though.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It was like you did the swimming workout later.
Mhm.
Cool,
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah.
But it was just like.
Yeah. That's what's cool about the sanctioned events is the fact that you can program that kind of stuff on a regular basis
Yeah, you
for a games
yeah,
qualifying.
I
You're not
do love
limited
that.
to
I
the-
do love that about the sanctioned events. You're not like you don't have to do the regionals can all be different.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like you can do like they can do
So-
this, they
yeah.
can do that. It's a good
So
thing and a
cool.
bad thing because
Yeah.
the bad thing is like
you could get some
you get
specialists who
you got
qualify
a really consistent, really good test of fitness across the board.
for regionals.
Castro was programming
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It was you know you can't get better than that.
Yeah.
It concerns me that you might get some Argentinian who
Yeah.
doesn't know a lot about he's got his level 1 if that.
Right.
Because there's nothing that says you need to know anything about CrossFit to program for these events.
No, but I mean, these events have been around for a long time, and I
Yeah,
think
but what if
CrossFit's
some-
it's
What
been
if some
around.
guy like
CrossFit's been around for 20 years, man. I mean,
what if the organizer of the
It's
sanctional is like a fucking
it's not that hard to program some workouts. Like,
yeah, I know, but like here's my thought is like someone programs for an event
Yeah.
in favor of their athlete or their athletes.
Oh yeah, that's brutal.
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
absolutely. You're right. Some sketchy shit goes on.
Yeah.
You know what we should do for the NCR Classic that I'm seeing happen a lot around the world is, and we talked about it last year, is have our local comp qualify someone for one of these sanctioned events. It's happening left, right, and center right now. Like all these events,
Yeah, man, let's
sanctioned
do it.
events all over the world are tapping into these
But it
smaller
kinda-
local comps.
Kind of frigs with our like timelines.
We just go with.
It's funny, The NCR Classic was always after the Open. Now it's like what?
I know what's going on.
We could bump it up.
It messes with the timeline a little bit, but we don't have to change the team event because teams only qualify through sanctioned events. So you could just have the top 2 guys, 2
Yeah.
girls combine.
Didn't we try to do that this year?
Well, I contacted Granite Games and maybe I'm gonna reach out to them again. They said
but we
in-
did. Oh, they qualified for UG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UG series. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. The community, like the competition community. I feel like it's just only growing. Everyone's making their own rules. Everyone's just trying to make the best competition possible, and then a few people here and there make it to the games. It's kind of sweet.
Did we apply to get the NCR Classic a CrossFit event?
Yeah, we did, but no one replied.
The person got fired.
Yeah, no, it's newer green. So if
If you're listening.
yeah, Russ Green with an E. If you are listening to this, I think your wife's in charge of
Do you think she's
those emails. I emailed newer@crossfit.com about it, but we're gonna see. I think either way, we don't need to change much. It's just to get the name CrossFit in there, so we can call it an official CrossFit competition. If we just do it, maybe we'll get noticed, and then as soon as the licensing lawyers come after us, then we'll just be like, hey, here's our money.
Yeah.
Finally, you replied to us.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So to wrap it up, sign up for the Open.
Yep.
It's in 16 days. It's going to be the best Open ever because there's going to be no snow on the ground. And sign up for the NCR program because that's what I'm going to be following leading up to Argentina, and that's what. Hey, maybe you're gonna program some workouts for Team Nation.
I'd love to, if they'd have me.
Yeah, so maybe Team Nation get Reza to start programming some workouts for you, so you can win a sanctioned event for God's sakes.
Look, fat grips. What did I call them?
They're fat grips.
Okay, that's what I called
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Fat Grips.
Yeah.
Do you want to sponsor Pete?
All right. That's it. See you later.
If you guys want us to talk about something, be sure to message us and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, message Reza on Instagram.
Yeah, do it. Peace.
Peace.